Hey there, you're stuck with the video that's way noisier than you hoped. Been there, done that, but fear not, fellow video editor. Davinci Resolve noise reduction tool can be your uh, knight in shining armor. So let's jump in and clean up that footage together. So first up, the color modules or panel. Let's click on here, and now let's add a node. Just gonna reset that, or reset all nodes. And what I'm gonna do here also, as you can see, I have a lot of noise here. There's a lot of noise, so there's a problem. So right click that very node that you see here, the little box thing, and add a new node before it. I know it might seem strange, but trust me, it helps the noise reduction work its best magic. Now add node, and here add serial before. So you just click on here, add node, and add serial before. So we don't need this one. And now for the first one, so now what we're gonna have to do is to look for this one, this motion effects. All right, so look for this. It's right over here. I'm not clicking this shortcut to zoom in. Is actually adding this, so sorry. And now here, what we have to do here in frames, we just have to increase this to 5. And why would you do this? Why you have to do this? Well, by the way, this is like in motion effect. This is where we have this noise reduction thing, and now here, the higher the frames you use here, the better the quality of the noise removal, but it also takes more power from your computer. So if your computer starts acting up, just lower the number of frames. I'm using the maximum 5 for now because I think my computer is capable, and it's not the best, but it's fine. Now next to frame, there is a setting called mode kind of, but I mean, yeah. And here we can select better, and I'm going to select better, and here medium. Now we still have noise. I'm actually going to zoom in so you can see the difference. And now here, when I actually increase this, you're going to start to see there's less. I'm going to crank this up to 30. You can crank this up to even 80 or even 60. And now, as you can see, it starts to disappear all the noise. And this threshold is like a trapdoor we set. We decide on a level on how bad the noise can be before it gets caught. Anything that goes beyond that point and gets snapped by the noise reduction tool. And that's basically the zapping action. Davinci Resolve goes in and smooths out the captured noise, but it tries the best not to erase any important details from your video. Now, what I thought to myself and actually asked myself, what's the difference between temporal NR and temporal 3 threshold? And now you can imagine this, and how I understood this is that if, let's say, your video is like a swarm of angry bees buzzing around and making everything look bad, or another word for it would be splotchy, you know. Temporal threshold, sorry, it's like a laser. You can focus on those specific, especially noisier. So this laser, you can focus on those especially noisy areas. It sets a limit for how bad a noise can get before it gets snapped. Anything exceeding that threshold gets smoothed out by the noise reduction tool. And the temporal NR is more like a general noise cancelling tool. It works by looking at each frame of your video and comparing it to the ones before and after by finding similarities, can identify and reduce flickering or gain throughout the entire video. So the difference is, imagine the noise in your video is like a bunch of angry bees buzzing around and making everything look really bad. That's the temporal threshold. And how this will actually help, basically the temporal threshold targets specific areas with intense flickering, grain or noise, but the temporal NR reduces overall noise throughout the entire video. And what it targets is that specific areas. The temporal NR temporal noise reduction targets entire video, and you had the option for temporal threshold to set sensitivity level, but with noise reduction this will analyze frame differences. Now use cases, I think for temporal threshold this works best with intense flickering or grain in specific areas, and for noise reduction this works best with flickering, noise, just overall flickering basically. Yeah, okay guys, wait, hold on a second. I think I just went down on way down a rabbit hole there. So so let's get back to what I was saying. Yeah, so that's pretty much how you do it. Now other things that you can do here is what I would do. I could go here and you have, if you want to add some blur but you don't want to, and you actually would like to actually decrease this blur, not too much of course, but a little bit. And this one you can increase this even more if you want to, and this already looks much better, as you can see, even if you zoom out. And now here you can also add some motion blur better, and here medium, and increase to about 2 or 3. And you can actually add some, detach this and increase some parts here,